ask Minister, what way is Ireland working with EU partners, international organisations to ensure trade flows, market access and regulatory stability are maintained during global economic uncertainty, and we make a statement on the matter.
Breeze an increasingly volatile environment, it's really important that we can focus on what we can predict and what we can work on, not just within the EU market but with our international partners at home. We're meeting with companies to understand what the impacts are, the changes, be it tariffs, be it the regulatory environment more broadly. So we're meeting with our companies, but also I host the Trade Forum where we bring together representative organisations on a regular basis to understand the impacts of what is happening, but also to get the feedback from them as to what more we can do. Of course, we are at an EU level diversifying and strengthening our economic resilience by reducing our over-dependence on some of these particular markets. So we have a number of new free trade agreements, of which this week we just agreed the Australia agreement. We are also looking at negotiations with the Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand and the United Arab Emirates. So there's lots of new markets that we want to work on. In relation to the EU-US trade relations, the most important thing is here that we have clarity and that we have that stability that we thought we had last year when we had the Turnberry Agreement or the US-EU joint statement. So we are advocating to get back to that point, but also to make sure that some of the further exemptions that we need, specifically for some of the key Irish sectors, that we can make progress in that regard. In terms of the simplification agenda, this will be a priority for me and for government during the presidency. This is about making sure that some of the barriers we've perhaps imposed on ourselves, that we make it easier for business to do business within the EU, and I'm really pleased to see the 28th regime, which is going to be led by our own EU Commissioner Michael McGrath. This is about making sure that if you're a company that does a business in Ireland, that it's easy then to do business in France and Germany and Poland and every other member state. At the moment, they have to go through individual processes for each country.
We know, and you will agree, Minister, that our future and our social cohesion really depends on how we maintain those strong trade relationships, and also how we respond to real pressures people are facing on the ground with energy costs and indeed food security. Minister, I'm very glad to hear the EU presidency has a clear focus on this. The latest energy crisis is only the latest, Minister, and no doubt there is inevitable another one ahead. By the next crisis, Ireland really needs, and Europe really needs, to stand up to make sure that we protect our economy and indeed our citizens from the whim of global leaders.
I believe that this is a real opportunity to make sure that we can make further progress on our relationship with the UK. It is still one of our most important trading partners and closest neighbours, and I think the relationship with the UK now, with Keir Starmer as Prime Minister, it has changed, it has transformed, and you can see that now happening with the EU as well, and I think we all benefit when that relationship gets stronger.